Hey kids, always listen to your parents and you just might save the world.
Jonathan Kent and reluctant young sidekick Damian Wayne are burdened with saving the world from impending doom. The two must join forces to rescue their fathers and save the planet by becoming the superheroes they were intended to be. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a summary for Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons. If you're joining us here for the first time, we do a one sentence review where we review this movie in one sentence. Jason, what is your one sentence review of Battle of the Super Sons?
This is why I hate the DCEU, because they could do this shit so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Very good point.
Mm-hmm.
My one sentence review for the Battle of the Super Sons is the Jonathan Kent on this movie is more likable than any of those terrible kids on Superman and Lois. And Lisa, what is your one sentence review of Battle of the Super Sons?
Hey kids, always listen to your parents and you just might save the world.
That's good. That's good. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. What did we think of this movie? Jason, start us off. What did you think?
All right, at first, when I'm seeing the animation art style in this, I'm like, this is garbage. I'm not gonna like this at all. I hate it. I hate the 2D, I hate the 2D like 3D thing because I think it's lazy. I think it's stupid. If you're going to make it 2D, just sit down there and do the work. If you're going to make it computer generated, you can do that too. I hate it. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, God damn, I love this movie. And after a while, the art style that I was initially not liking, I was like, who cares? It works after, when the action scenes happen, it works. The story, it works. It all works for me. And I'm like, all right, my initial impression was wrong. I was wrong.
Ooh, we should clip that. Clip that. Yes. Put it
Every
on
time,
loop.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
We'll just play that.
I am man enough to
admit.
I was man enough to admit that I was wrong, and I really
ended up
enjoying this.
The thing I enjoyed the most about this movie was
Damian Wayans, your favorite Robin.
Oh my God! Don't ever accuse me of that any other time. You're like, for the record, my favorite Robin is Dick Grayson, the first Robin, Nightwing, the OG. I was impressed by how quickly they made you like both the sons.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jonathan Kent was easy because he just seemed like just a good kid and he was just natural, whatever. Damon's always rough around the edges, and I hate the way Damon's always depicted. He's depicted properly. I just know his personality isn't something that I like being depicted. So showing, and I think that the scene that helped the most was the Teen Titans scene.
Teen Titans scene, yeah.
It humanized them so quickly for me that I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then seeing their interaction and even the callback at the very end was just great. And oh, she loves Damian. Oh,
I sure do. I love the psychos.
Oh, I love Damian.
I love the psychos.
Oh, I'm gonna let you guys have your moment. Actually, I'm just gonna stop now. Please tell me, how can you like Damian? Damian is an insufferable character.
So you are correct, especially when he's first introduced in Son of Batman and then in Battle of the Cowl. He is a fucking jerk. He is unlikable. He is the worst. And also, he's not that original because we already had a character like that with Cassandra Cain, who was an assassin-trained badass who people did like. Mm-hmm. But what for me that really softened me up is the Batman and Robin series, where when Dick Grayson is Batman and he's Robin, and you really get to see him soften and become more of a team player, more of a child, and he still has those hard edges to him because he's never going to ever be a normal kid because he was raised by assassins. Yes. But it was a funny dichotomy because normally Batman's the brooding, somber one, whereas Robin's the happy-go-lucky, quippy one. And it was a cool inverse where Batman is the one doing quips, and Robin's like, I'm going to stab this guy in the face. And he's like, don't do that, Robin. So after that run, and then when Batman becomes alive again and starts, actually being a dad to Robin, and then he dies. And I think what really, really really made me feel for the character is how Bruce Wayne felt after he died. And there's this whole series where Bruce Wayne is trying to figure out how to bring his son back to life. And the one thing that just I guess cemented Damon in my heart is not a character moment of Damon, but a character moment of Alfred, where Bruce Wayne has been killing himself in this machine, trying to relive the moments of how he could try to save Damon Wayans, and he can't do it. And then Nightwing comes and helps out, and like they're finally able to like figure out a way to do it, but you know, it's a machine that's simulated just to help them. But then in Alfred's whole entire time is like, you know, trying to coax Bruce out of this machine and to say you can't be in here forever is, you know, you can't. There's nothing you can do. But then at the end of the issue, Alfred's the machine, and basically the thing that he could have done was stop Damon by like knocking him out, and he gave him a hug and he's like, "I'm sorry, son." And I'm like, and Alfred's crying because he knew that if he didn't let Damon do the things that Damon was going to do anyway, that kid could have been alive. And I'm like, if Alfred loves his kid, then I love this kid. So that's why I'm a Damon Wayne fan.
Lisa, why do you love Damian so much? Because
listen, first of all, I want to say Damon Wayans is a comedian. Damian Wayne is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Look, I enjoy the Wayans brothers than the Wayne.
It's fine. They're interchangeable. No, he is, you know, he's the most realistic character to me because he was raised by the
legal
by, like you said, assassins, psychopaths, all that stuff, and freaking Bruce Wayne is his dad, and we all know Bruce Wayne is a piece of shit. Batman's cool as F, but like, yeah, like come on now. So I just feel like he's the most realistic. That is what I feel like. If it was real life, that's what you would get, is a little psychopath, and
you would get an arrogant prick.
Yeah, and he's awesome, and his grandpa is freaking, I never say his name right. Raj Al Ghul, yeah, and his mom is Talia, and his dad is fucking Batman. So like they should never retcon that. Like he's amazing. Like he makes the most sense. He's the most realistic Robin. He's the most realistic son of Batman. And there's something redeemable, I feel like, about someone who is that psycho, but still will go in and help Raven.
It's choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah, like literally, he has to choose the right thing. It's not innate. So I think anytime you have a character going against their nature, it always makes for a better story, character arc. And like I said, when he went to help Raven fight her dad, forget it. Beautiful. I stand him all day long. So, you know,
for reasons for me to kind of like Damian, Lisa's explanation is a little better for me than Jason's. Jason's explanation was all the other characters that are cool help make him cooler. Hers were like, hey, he has a moral quandary about how he has to choose to live his life. That resonates with me more than like, hey, Dick Grayson was cool and he made Damian cool, and then Alfred made him cool. Yeah,
he's cool by association. He wouldn't be cool if he was Superman's kid, all right?
I don't know.
But back to this movie.
Back to this movie. I did love. I thought it was just so hilarious whenever John first found out about Superman's power, that his dad was Superman. In the first thing, he's like, "Do you know Batman?" Like, I laughed so hard. And just like
also,
how this little kid finds out his dad is Superman, and all he wants to know is about Batman.
Also, like, the genuine reaction is real, because again, when I talked about the Superman and Lois thing, those kids act like jerks when they found out that he was Superman. I'm like, you found out your dad's Superman. You're excited. You're like, are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
all those times I missed my baseball games, I'm fine now. I don't need to talk to my parents about it.
Yeah.
I know you're out there saving the lives. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Also, I would have to, and this is the shonen anime guy in me. The power scaling for Jonathan Kent is insane in this movie. He went from like being able to do nothing to laser eyes to getting black eyes from getting punched by a kid, to like getting socked by Batman and being like, "Oh, I'm fine, I'll get back up."
Yeah.
To like picking up a tree and knocking a guy out of the universe. Like,
his
power scaling was insane.
He went to Super Saiyan real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
He just needed a little nudge, and at the end, he still couldn't fly. But still, I was like, that's the only thing I had an issue with is that his power scaling was, and I thought in this movie, and it's because I'm thinking, Damien's been doing this for a while. He gets it. He knows how this works. That the Superboy's thing would be he would find some relatively like good advice, which they kind of try to put in there from his parents or something from being raised on the farm, but coming to help and play, which it kind of did to a degree, but at the end it really didn't. It just been like, hey, we just need you to be strong and have heat vision. That's all you really need to be able to do.
Superman at this point.
Right. So I did think that was interesting. I did love the whole let's switch and text Superman. That was awesome. Because Damien, and in Damien's mind, I think he really thinks he can take Superman.
Oh yeah, he would talk. He think he can take Superman. He doesn't even blink and not think he can take Superman. He definitely's like, oh, that dude's going down.
Right.
He thinks he can take Batman.
Yes,
like, I don't want to kill you, father. Batman's like, oh no, you ain't. No, I'm playing with you.
You're cute, son.
You're not killing shit over here, brother.
Yeah.
You want to get your ass beat right here. Take this whooping.
But no, it's just and I know we said it before, but the other movie, it's just a fun movie. But this is like an hour and 17 minutes, so it's quick. Yeah. It's to the point, and it's dope. And I will admit, like that part with Lois Lane was creepy as hell in the school.
Yes.
Like that was creepy as fuck. Even though we knew what was going on, it still was creepy.
And it's so fun. It's like that. And Damien gets it from that's not your mom. And he's like, oh, no, that's him. Of course that's my mom. And he's like, no, ask your mom anything. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's not my mom.
Yeah.
You play video games and have ice cream.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
I think it was one of you guys, I can't remember who said that you would watch if they made this a TV show. And I agree.
I would definitely.
I would watch it if it was a series. It's just watching the two of them. And I think just like, the part where Damien pushes John off of the, to see if he can fly. And Batman is like, I keep telling him not to do that. Right. Like, oh my God.
Actually, that's his theory.
Like, seems a little bit nicer than when I met you, Clark.
Right.
Just there's those little things I would definitely watch an entire show of that. And my note was actually DC should just let their animated team take over the DCU.
Yep.
That was my note.
All they would need to do go through their old catalog of the even the New 52 stuff that they did and just remake them live action. And I'll be like, this is fine. Yep. I'll be at every single one paying my money and be like, I won't complain.
And they need to put out rated R superhero movies. Like, why are they not? Yeah. Oh, we got a little Red Hood cameo.
Oh, wow, man.
All the Robins. Oh, you think you're the best Robin?
Oh, yeah. Dude, it reminds me, I got a TikTok that I need to send you guys of this fight scene between Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake. But that's not for the show. This is it's funny. It's cool. I meant to send it like weeks ago, but I forgot because some people don't watch my TikToks when I send it to them, and it's not you.
I watch them all.
I was gonna say
her husband doesn't watch any of my TikToks.
I watch them all. Jason. I watch them all. As far as the action scenes in here, what did you think of this? I know you had an issue with the animation a little bit, Jason, and then it cleaned up for you. How do you think the action looked in there?
I think the action for what they were doing was very smooth, very good looking. Particularly the fight scenes are really, really well done. I just think they needed to do something different with Clark's glasses. That was a bad model, man. Like y'all just bought one off the marketplace and just slapped it on your guy. Didn't even care if it matched with the style or not. But yeah, other than that, the fight scenes between Damien and John against the rest of the Teen Titans in the Justice League was fun. The one between Batman, Superman, and the two boys were fun. Between Batman and Damien was fun. So I really enjoyed them.
Even Batman and the Penguin was really
that
was a fun take. Like he'll be mad if I did help. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he'll be mad if I did help. Yeah. See, we'd be down there helping. Nah, he got this.
Lisa, what did you think? Anything that stood out to you in the movie that you want to point out for everybody who go see this?
I just, the part where Lois like jumps on the plane, the bat plane, because everything is the bat everything with John. But that is scary. That's creepy. Like that part was creepy. And that was a scene that was shot like in the daytime, and he's like flying and he's like, shoot your mom, and he's like, I'll kill her. And Damon's like, so like
kill your mom. Right.
You
gotta kill your mom. She's my mom. Okay.
Yeah. But I still like that. I love that whole shot, and then of her just him finally shooting and her falling and then her puking it up.
Yeah, I like how the Starro comes out of their mouth. It comes out of their mouth and onto their face. I thought that was a pretty cool visual.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
No, okay. And so we watching this here for the first time. We will rate the movie, and if it's great, we will give it some head. If it is okay, average, we will give it a cannon. And if it is terrible, we'll give them the good old circus, some clown shoes. Lisa, what did you think of the plot and storyline for Battle of the Super Sons?
100% head. I wouldn't change anything about it. I loved it from beginning to end.
Jason, what about you?
Yep, I'll give it a head too. Just choking this big old head.
Nice.
I'm gonna give it a head too, because I am a sucker for hero characters knowing they're about to die and relegating to being accepting their fate.
Fist
that
bumping.
Scene was awesome. Yes, yeah. And it's I was so here
it was
for
it.
The animation, Lisa, what would you give the animation?
I mean, it didn't bother me, the animation. And I loved how, do you remember I think it might have been the beginning where they were doing like the dot animation. So it looked like the original
opening credits.
The opening credits. Beautiful. I love that. Mm-hmm. So it gets head.
Jason, for you.
I'm going to give it a cannon, mostly because of my initial reaction. But as I said, it did grow in me, so I did enjoy it after a while. But it's still like I'm still going to stay with. If you're going to do 2D, just draw that motherfucker, and if you're not, don't. It's fine. That's all it is. All right. That's all it is.
I thought it looked beautiful, and so I will definitely. I'm gonna give it a cannon, because it did feel like sometimes in this form of animation, if you don't do it all the way correct, they do feel a little stiff sometimes.
Yeah.
As their movement. So I'm going to give it a cannon, because it did give a little bit of stiff vibes sometimes here and there. Man, Jaren's going to cream his pants in this part of the show.
Jaren's going to be like, oh, it's so bad.
Right.
I want my frames back. That's how you sound, Jaren.
Right. All right. And then last but not least, the action. Lisa, what did you think of the action for this Battle of the Super Sons?
I think it's going to get a cannon. It wasn't action packed. It had action scenes that I really enjoyed. I was there for the story. So it's canon.
Jason?
Fair enough. I would give it a head. Anytime they started fighting, I was like, yes, this is what I want.
Yeah. Damien and his sword. I'm with Lisa, man. I'm going to give it a cannon on this one. I thought it was really good, but nothing stood out to me spectacularly. So I just thought it was just a fun little romp and take. Again, my highlight is probably the Superman and Damien fight. I thought that was pretty dope. Because he's completely outmatched, but he's holding his own. So that was pretty cool.
He in his mind, it's an unfair fight because Superman is the underdog.
That's true. That is very true.
He doesn't care if he dies, and there's always something scary about people who don't care if they die.
That is a very good point. That's a very good point. All right, for the scale from 1 to 5, 1 being total straight garbage and 5 being great, Lisa, what do you rank Battle of the Super Sons?
It's 5 out of 5.
Hey,
yeah,
Jason.
5 out of 5. Might as well.
Man, we have a round table. Finally, first agreement. I'm going 5 out of 5 too. Battle of the Super Sons.
We got it, graphic.
It's a rare occasion.
That's our whole budget.
Yes.
And it was free.
Yes,
the whole budget on
absolutely. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show that everybody enjoys. It is the end of the show. We will bring you, we'll bring you the Hot D next week. But please remember to like, share, subscribe everywhere. Headcanon Circus. We just recently have a TikTok up, correct? Is that correct, Jason?
Yep.
Yes.
And what is that? Headcanon Circus as well, or
Headcanon Circus as well? Yep. Headcanon Circus at TikTok.
We do have a Twitter up now
at Canon Circus.
At Canon Circus.
Yeah.
And Twitch.
We're gonna get a Twitch soon, and a website soon.
Yes.
We're gonna have all the things.
Lisa has motivated us to no longer be slackers, Jason, and now we're going to do show and prove and actually, do things we should have done early on. So we're going to have all that stuff up and running. Again, I want to thank our guest, Ron Dawson. If you guys did not check out the Ron Dawson segment, please look at it because it's probably already posted by now. Check that out. It was a very good, fun interview. Jason was asking those hard-hitting questions, and all I wanted to do was talk about heads, cannons, and circuses. So it's a very good interview.
Totally embarrassed me in front of this published author.
Right. That is what I do. That is what I do. Don't forget to pick up our new book for the Headcanon. For the Headcanon Book Club, The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. Go ahead and pick up a copy of that. That should be enjoyable. And next week we'll have a date when we're going to review it. And we are trying to reach out to Mr. Douglas and see if he would join us on the show as well.
2 for 2.
Other than that, Lisa, do you have any final closing words?
This just ended on my text message. Shout out to the DCU announcement that Green Lantern has officially switched to Jon Stewart, who we all know is the best Green Lantern. So
by far.
Is it? I don't know. So then it says "Go Blurred." So that was a nice little update from my IT guy, James.
That is awesome. Yeah. Well, besides that great news, any other thing you'd like to say before we close?
Yes. What was I even thought about it so I wouldn't steal from Jason.
I got a new catchphrase.
Spay and neuter your animals. Adopt, don't shop. And that's all I can think of. I forgot what the other one was. I should have written it down.
All right.
Free dogs.
Jason, any closing words?
Obviously, for any strong man to do anything, there needs to be even a strong woman to tell that man that he ain't shit. Life together. Thank you, Lisa, for joining the show. But also, be kind, be considerate, and tip your servers and bartenders at least 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. And fuck you, Jaron. I can't remember why I was supposed to say fuck you to Jaron, but yeah, fuck you, Jaron.
Well, as always, guys, thank you for joining us this week. We will see you all next week, and tell them that the man in black sent you. Peace.
Ooh, that's a good one.